Hey, YouTube family. Long time no see. It's been a while since I put out a video. I've kind of been out of commission for a bit due to an Achilles tendon rupture injury. And actually, well, I'm still out of commission. So here's my nice big Iron Man boot, I call it. Yeah, it's gonna be on there for probably 3 months until I can weight bear and walk again. so but I've had a bunch of complications with swelling and actually with the lack of circulation in there due to a super tight cast on the first week. Um, with the lack of blood flow and I guess blood started coagulating and clotting. And so anyway, last week I ended up in the hospital and getting injections to dissolve blood clot that was apparently from my calf all the way to my abdomen. So yeah, it's been a pain in the ass, really. Although it's a foot injury, it's been a real pain in the ass because I've had to sit on my ass basically and do nothing, just going stir crazy. So anyway, but thank God, a good friend of mine, well, he's my cousin and he's like a brother to me, and he called me. He said, "Hey, I bought this guitar on Amazon." So this is a candy apple red. I don't know if you can see that finish, but it's really nice and sparkly. If you're into that, it's good. Finish is pretty flawless, I gotta say. It's a Squire Classic Vibe 60s reissue Stratocaster. And he got it on Amazon because it was like $100 cheaper than to buy it here locally in the stores. So here in the store, you're looking at almost $700 for this thing. I don't know if that's comparable to you guys. Now I'm in Canada and these are Canadian prices. So for you American, people there, you'll probably have to use your calculators or whatever, your exchange rate, whatever that is. I'm sure they're a lot cheaper in the US. But so here in Canada, they're roughly $689, I think $700, and then plus taxes, to walk out of the store with one. On Amazon, I just checked on the website. I tried to find this particular one, and on Amazon they're $589. So they have, they're actually, it's interesting. These have a pine body, which I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So actually, it's a combination. It's pine and something else, and I can't really remember, but mostly, I guess, pine bodies that they have on these things. I guess back in the 60s, the pine bodies weren't really a stretch, right? Like you had those. So, and they have the vintage tuners on them. They have the maple neck. But this is not a rosewood fretboard. This is laurel. I don't really know what to make of it. I was just looking at it quickly and I noticed it kind of looks like the nut is crooked. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like it looks like the nut's kind of like down this way. But it's not. It's just the laurel. Like it's beautifully done. Like they did a great job. But it almost looks like they just went a little further, on the taper up here. It's a little wider over here than it is down here. So it kind of looks like it makes the nut look crooked, but it's actually, I think, the fretboard like material that it wasn't perfectly squared at the top. The fret ends are really good. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. I don't know about high frets or anything, but the guitar plays okay. However, the truss rod needs serious adjusting. I don't know if you can see the curve in the neck there, but it's it's quite significant amount of relief in there. So probably have to straighten that out. So yeah, he just wanted me to give the guitar a setup because he's always wanted a Strat, and for him the price was right. And so he got this, and it's a cool little guitar. He still has the plastic here on the pickups. I'll take that off for him. I'll pop these volume knobs off and get the plastic from underneath there because you can hear it when you roll the knobs. You can hear the plastic kind of caught under there. And if you look at this ticket here, it says, I don't know if you can see that. So it says basically Stratocaster Classic Vibe. CAR means candy apple red. That's I guess the SN number or whatever, probably for the model of the guitar, and then at the very bottom there it says September 1st, 2021. So, you know, today, if you're watching this video, today is April 12th, 2022. So this guitar has been sitting in the Amazon warehouse for a while. It's pretty dry, like you can tell the fretboard, it's pretty, you know, some nice grain in there. So I'm gonna oil it up and try and get that, you know, kind of shining, and maybe I'll polish the frets. And then we'll do just a basic setup, and he doesn't want to put new strings on it because he says he barely used it, so the strings are still original. So I'll leave them on. I'm going to take them off to do the work though, and yeah, we'll go with that. So just to give you a quick sound test of the guitar stock as it came. He hasn't done anything to it. He sent me all the case candy and stuff. It has you know, the little bag with the truss rod adjustment wrench and the intonation or the saddle height screw wrench, and other than that, so this is the bridge pickup, full volume, full tone. Oh, it's out of tune. Let me check this out. I imagine it won't stay in tune great with the relief in the neck, as pronounced as it is, and it's got, I noticed it has a metal butterfly string tree, so that's probably not the best either. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. Even the higher end Fenders have those, which I don't know why they don't just put Graphtec ones in there. Just save themselves all that issue. All right, so here's, according to the tuner, this is tuned. So let's see what it sounds like tuned. Not fantastic. So the intonation's got to be out. Doesn't help that the plastic is hitting the strings. Nice Fender quack there. Middle position. Oh, this action is so high, it's crazy. Fourth position. And the neck. A little bit of breakup, a little bit of overdrive here. And we get this. These pickups can't be too hot because I'm not getting much. Yeah, a little bit. Not bad. Try a little bit of, I guess I'll set this camera. You guys don't have to look at me. Some plexi. So here's the neck. Here's the fourth position. Middle position. And the quack position. And the bridge position. Well, you know what? Everything checks out. Switch is really good. Feels really nice and tight, solid. These volume pots feel great. Fit and finish is really good. There is, I don't know if you can see that, there is a gap between the body and the neck. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it comes up. It's not a significant one, but there definitely is a gap there. And it's not, I don't know, I think I might loosen the neck and try and give it a little torque to the right there. I guess your right, my left, but see if I can make that a little tighter in there. Maybe the neck is not quite straight, I'm not sure, but the tuners, these are like vintage style tuners, and they look good, they feel good, there's no slack in them at all. You can't really adjust them, or I don't think you can even oil them, but I might try and shoot a little bit of oil in the gear there down there. I guess you could take the cover off. Yeah, I guess these covers probably come off, but I don't want to take them all apart. I just want to make the guitar a little bit better playability wise and see if I can help them out. So, all right, we'll get right on this now. I'll tell you what I'm doing, and you guys can comment and correct me in the comments below. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, so in the case candy here, it came with all these Fender information sheet and all the specs and stuff, and all like how to do the adjustments. So I'm just gonna follow this because, you know, that's what Fender says, you know, or it's what they tell you to do. So this guitar has 0.9 to 0.42, so 9 to 42 string gauge. It says that the height, factory specification, it says the following are Fender factory settings for string height. The specifications are measured by the distance between the lower part of the string and the upper part of the 12th fret. Bear in mind that any problems resulting from the reduced string height below our factory specifications shall not be covered by the Fender warranty. So if you like your action low, you do not get any Fender warranty, I guess. So they say for an electric guitar, it's the treble side is 0.098 inches for the action at the 12th fret, and for the bass string, it's 0.12 inches according to their specs. So I don't know what that's like, but it's a lot higher than that right now. Let me just give a quick check here. So if I take my gauge at the 12th fret, at the bass side we have all right, so at the bass side we have 0.07 at the low E, and they're saying that this should be what? What did I say? So the bass should be 0.12 of an inch, and this is 0.07. Oh, so I guess, wait a minute, something's wrong. That's ridiculously high. There's no way that 0.12. That's crazy. I usually like mine at like 0.05. Yeah, something's wrong with these spec sheets, but anyway. And I don't know if I want to trust this. That seems ridiculously high. Neck adjustments. So it says with the capo at the 1st fret, the space between the upper part of the 8th fret and the lower part of the string should be 0.2 millimeters. So let's do that. So let's put a capo at the 1st fret. Get that down. Take the nut out of the equation. And then we'll go to the 8th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this should be, we'll get the millimeters here. I'll make sure I get the right ones. Millimeter, 0.2 millimeters. All right, so we have at the 8th fret, well, they're saying 0.2. I have wow, I got like 1.5 millimeters from the top of the fret to the bottom of the string. Jeepers. That is crazy. That is ridiculously high, people. Yeah. Unless, you know what, unless this string gauge is like, no, inches on this side, millimeters on that. Yeah, that's right. 1.5 millimeters. So this nut definitely has to be tweaked. So we're going to do that right now. All right, so I had to give that truss rod like a whole turn and a bit, like a turn and a quarter to get that neck pretty much straight. And now, like, it's so much easier to play. And there's no buzzing. So that's great. So that's a huge improvement. The action's still high. So I guess we'll tackle that next. I'll just drop the action a little bit and then check the buzzing one more time. All right, so I set the string height, the action. It's much better. I don't know if you can see that there. I set it at 0.055. So right between 0.05 and 0.06. And oh, it's just huge difference. There's some uneven frets on this. Nothing serious, but so if I went down to 0.05 where I like it, I was getting some fret buzz, so I just had to bring it up a bit. I find the middle strings ring out louder, probably because the pickups are staggered. Pickups are staggered on this thing, and they're not really adjusted properly, so I mean, the bottom one is tilting quite a bit. I don't know why that is. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can adjust these a little better maybe, without getting the center pickup too high that you hit it every time you strum there. But yeah, it's, oh man, the playability is just night and day. So I don't know about the Fender specs for the truss rod adjustment. That seemed a little wacko to me. But anyway, I just go with what I kind of do to my guitars and it works well. One thing I find a little weird, if you can see the fret markers on this thing, they're half in the laurel and they're half in the maple. Like usually the fret markers are just on the fretboard, are they not? This one, the fret markers are smack dab in the middle of the fretboard and the neck, which I guess is okay, but they're kind of a lighter color, kind of a off-whitish color fretboard marker, so you kind of almost don't see it there in the maple because it's kind of a similar color. But anyway, I never really noticed that before. I guess most of my guitars are maple on maple, so I don't really kind of notice that stuff. But yeah, it's weird. I don't know if they're all like that, if all the classic vibe Strats like that, or if just like the 60s edition was like that. But anyway, that's good. I'm happy with that. So now I can take the strings off now that the action is roughly set where I like it. Not going to bother to set the intonation because if I'm taking the strings off, put them back on, won't matter. And then I'll lubricate the fretboard, clean everything up in the nut and everything, and take all this plastic stuff off and do a final setup, and then we'll check it out at the end. All right, see you guys. Be right back. My gosh, Fender, stop wrapping these whole pickup covers in plastic. It's so annoying to get off. You can't even take them out of the side of the pickup. Like there's not enough room. Like it's all jammed in there. It does a crappy job when you try and take this stuff off. You almost got to take this whole pick guard off to do a nice job to get this plastic stuff off. Man, super annoying. So to do a good job with the plastic, you got to get one of these little pry tools and pop the volume and tone buttons off. They're just pressed on there, and then you got to loosen these nuts. And you got to loosen these nuts, and you got to take the plastic out from underneath this nuts because they put the pickguard on with the plastic on, and then they put all the nuts and stuff over the plastic. So if you want to do a nice clean job, you got to get that all out. And I guess so the way I got the plastic out from the sides of the pickup, I just raised the pickups as high as I could, and then kind of was able to get underneath there, and with moving the pickup, to get some relief between the edge of the pickguard and the pickup, I was able to get the plastic out. So anyway, that job's done. So now I just got to clean it up, and reassemble these knobs and stuff. All right, for the frets, I'm going to take this nice small 12,000 grit sandpaper and I'm just going to polish the frets up a little bit just to get the grit and the little corrosion off of them. And then I'm going to polish them up with Never Dull and then lubricate the fretboard and wipe it all down and see how that looks. Just did 3 frets with this Never Dull. Look at the crap that's on these frets. Like, it just turns black immediately. Look, I'll take a nice white side here and I'll do one. Usually give 10 to 15 strokes. Look at that. Holy smokes. Anyway, yep, she's messy. All right, so that's polished up a little bit. Took some of the grime off anyway. Now I'm going to use this F1 oil, condition this Laurel fretboard. So again, I'll put a generous amount on, and I'll rub it in and let it absorb, because it looks like this fretboard hasn't been conditioned in a long time. Anyway, here we go. Rub that in. Wow, the grain in this is just coming right out. It's so nice. We'll rub that in and then we'll just let it soak for a bit, and because it'll probably sweat. And yeah, we'll do that. Wow, this F1 oil really brings out the grain in the fretboard. It's really nice. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but it just, once it lubricates in there, I let it sit for about half an hour. So once it, really penetrates in there and lubricates the wood or the fibers of the wood or whatever, it really brings it out, and it just feels good. So anyway, last thing I'm going to do is take some of this Big Ben's nut sauce. I'm going to lubricate this nut, restring and tune up, and then we'll check the intonation. All right, restrung, just tuned it up, but with the old strings retuned, probably won't be great staying in tune, but anyway, adjusted the pickup height. So here's the bridge. Here's second position. Middle. Here's fourth. And here's neck. Stays in tune pretty good, actually. It's right on. Plays good, stays in tune. Nothing wrong with this. Fender Squire Classic Vibe 60s edition. Yeah, these are nice. These are not bad at all. With me having bought like an IYV and like, you know, $175 guitars and stuff, I gotta say, out of the box, those cheap guitars were, you know, they were every bit as well set up as these Fenders. I got nothing against Fender, but you would think for the price point, once you take them out of the bag or the box or whatever they ship in, you'd think they'd be, you know, bang on, right? Like you shouldn't have to do so much adjusting. I mean, it's not a hard job, but it just, you'd think it would be done. Now, granted, if this was sitting in the warehouse since September 2021, you know, it acclimatized and stuff, and it probably maybe did a number on the neck. Maybe that's why. But anyway, I'm gonna let it sit with the adjustment that I did on the neck, and I'll sit for maybe, you know, a day, and then I'll come back and check it again. But as of right now, it's pretty good. The action's a little higher than what I'd like it, but again, because of the uneven frets, I don't want to play with it, get it too low, because then you get some fret buzzing. Anyway, so yeah, that's it's a great little guitar, you know, and for under $1,000, it's every bit as good as an American Fender, I would think. You know, it feels good, frets are good, balance as well. Well, it's a Strat, so what do you expect? Tuners are really good, no slack in those at all. The bridge and the saddles are, I don't know, they're okay. They're Fender stamped. There's nothing super spectacular about them, but they do the job. And the strings, I don't know what strings they use. It looks like it might be colored ball ends in there, which might mean D'Addario, but I'm not sure. I can't really see down there. So I'm just going to clean this up and let my buddy Mo know that it's ready, and hopefully he likes it. I think it's great. I didn't even check the intonation yet, but I might just do that just to see how far out it was. Actually, I'll do that right now, and then I'll let you guys know. All right, intonation's done, and yes, it was out. Come on, Fender, you can do better than that. They were all out. This is what I use. I use a Boss TU-12H. I just like it because it has the needle in there. So when you do the harmonic at the 12th fret and the fretted note, you can really see the discrepancy between you know, the needle movement, if it's sharp or flat or whatever, and then you can adjust accordingly. But yeah, I mean, it's not as good as the strobe tuner, obviously, to set the intonation, but it's simple and it's pretty darn accurate. So this is, you know, open string, and this is you know, 12 frets up, and there's really, you know, there's no strings ringing out really, you know, out of tune. So and again, strings are stretching, and I took them off, put them back on, so it'll have to settle for a bit. But yeah. Bridge pickup is a little trebly for me. Might try and bring up the bass side. See how that responds, maybe. Maybe try and get a little bit more low end there. I'm not sure. See, now I can hear this thing is out of tune and drives me nuts. Of course, it's the B string. See, it's the two strings. It's the two strings that go out of tune. The two strings that have this metal butterfly clip, the string tree. And I hate those things with a passion. I don't know why they don't just tilt the headstock back, you know, just an extra 5 degrees or something. Just tilt it back so you get more string breakage and you don't need this stuff. I don't know why Fender never really changed that over the years. I guess if you have something that works, right? But I don't know. As much as I'd like to say I'm a traditionalist, I'm not. I like how old things look, but I like how new things work. And I love like the Music Man design that have the tilted headstock, so you don't need string trees. I hate Gibsons. I'm not a Gibson guy at all. I just don't like the style, the way they balance. But I love their headstock, how they're just tilted back, and you don't need string trees. You just, you know, string your strings up around the post and you're done, and that's it. So anyway, this is definitely a Fender, definitely a nice guitar. And it's tuned, so what can you do, right? It's good. If it was mine, I would definitely put a sandpaper to the back of this neck. I don't like the high gloss urethane that they put on them. I've never liked that with Fender. I like a neck that feels very satin finish. But however, it's nicely done and it's really smooth and there's no like clumps or lumps or, you know, rough spots. It's nice. But I would definitely sand that down if that was mine. But it's not, so I won't. Other than that, if you're looking at getting one of these, there's really nothing wrong with them. Expect to set them up. You're going to need to set them up. And depending how long it's been sitting, you might want to condition that fretboard, maybe polish up the frets. As far as the nut goes, it's not great. You can tell the strings are really deep inside the nut, and this probably doesn't help the binding. But that Big Ben's nut sauce helps, you know, keep the nut lubricated and keep the strings moving free. But and I don't have the tools. I don't like digging in there with files when you don't really know what you're doing, so I don't get that far into it. I'd rather solder some pickups in than to do that kind of stuff. But other than that, it's pretty good. The fretwork is nice, like I said before. There's a few high frets, you know, but nothing major. You know, if you just take like a straight edge, like even just a credit card, and you can go like every 3 frets at a time and just see if it rocks back and forth. So I kind of just did that with my string height gauge there, which I can't find at the moment because I got too much junk on my desk. Here it is. So kind of this thing, you know, it's a kind of metal action adjustment gauge or whatever. You can go and you know, if you check out some of the frets, you'll see there's a couple of rocking frets there, but nothing major really. It's totally playable. And no string buzzes, like major anyway. So yeah, so this is the Fender Squire Classic Vibe, purchased on Amazon for $589 plus taxes. I think it was free shipping. So you're looking at a little over $600 for this guy. And it comes in a bunch of different finishes. This is the candy apple red finish, and it's super nice, I gotta say. And it's a nice finish. They did a good job of painting it. So yeah, if Fender's your thing, this is probably the way to go, as opposed to buying the $1,500 American ones. And if you want, the high-end ones, you're paying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for essentially what you have right here. So I don't know. I think to customize it, you'd probably want to maybe upgrade these pickups and maybe the electronics. But as far as everything else goes, I don't know. It is what it is. It's a guitar, and it tunes up. It plays in tune, and it's super comfortable. Super nice neck profile. Anyway, that's it for me. It was really nice doing a video. I kind of missed it. It's not my guitar, but anyway, I appreciate it. Thanks, Mo, for letting me tweak this for you and putting it online for other people to see. And if you have any questions about this guitar, or anything I've done to it, I know I don't like showing my work in detail because everybody's different. Everybody has different approaches, and I don't pretend to know the proper way of doing stuff. But my techniques, they work for me, and the guitars always turn out okay. So I'm just going to keep doing it. Try, testing, and true, as they say. But I know there's hundreds of different ways to do stuff and to get the same results. So I don't want to influence anybody out of your way of doing stuff. So that's why I kind of hit pause, do my thing, come back, tell you what's going on. But yeah, anyway, you guys take care. Thanks a lot for watching. God bless. And hopefully you'll have a couple more videos coming up. See you later.